Welcome back, another episode. Greetings from Westeros once more. This is a realm of endless possibilities, yet primarily only two things happen: sex and death. Luke was killed by Aemond in a vicious dragon ride at the conclusion of the previous season. The two clans appeared to be on the verge of war, and relations between the Blacks and the Greens haven't exactly improved. But first, we travel to the north, where winter is coming, a statement that may cause some little anxiety for those who have watched all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. It helps to remind us of our current location, which is about 200 years before the events of that series and the ascent of Daenerys Targaryen. Naturally, showrunner Ryan Condal is focused on that outcome, and it should steer clear of any problems from the last series. While studying the ways of the North and attempting to bolster support from the Starks, Rhaenyra's eldest son Jaehaerys is stationed at that well-known 10,000-foot wall. Who else is whereabouts? To get revenge on Aemond's massive dragon vehicle, Matt Smith's kind of a reformed bad boy Daemon is adamant about killing him. While Rhaenyra is weeping on the shores, she is looking for Luke. Rhaenys, played by Eve Best, is a marine patroller. The children of Alicent at King's Landing are just as we left them. Aegon, the spoiled brat, is acting rashly. His wife Helaena is unsettling everyone by warning them about rats, and Aemond is plotting with Rhaenyra's ex, Criston Cole. Additionally, Cole is having sex with Alicent, who is becoming angrier by the day. Larys Strong keeps prowling the castle, getting to know everyone inside and out, with a special eye on Alicent. Everyone is weaving a tangled web with disastrous results. The introduction of a number of other well-known names, such as Greyjoys and the Arryns of the Vale, helps to break through the often stuffy atmosphere in this episode. Aegon plans an onslaught against Rhaenyra and her blockade of King's Landing during his small council meeting. The youthful king's strategy is usually ill-considered. Although they still desire to be in charge, his mother and her father, Otto Hightower, support a more thoughtful strategy. The situation among the exiled Blacks in Dragonstone is not too dissimilar, despite the absence of their leader. The never-ending storyline is fine, the acting is generally strong, and there are occasionally humorous moments. However, it's the more poignant moments, such as the emotional reunion between Rhaenyra and Jace, that leave an impression. How we tell stories is the central question of both this episode and Dragon in general. It should come as no surprise considering the historical document that serves as the source material, Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. Although some storylines have been altered for the screen adaptation, the book's unreliable narrators make them work well together. Daemon informs Rhaenys that she had the opportunity to put an end to this whole situation when she had the option to use her dragon, Meleys, to slay Aegon's entire clan, a point that was made in the dramatic Season 9 finale. However, when do things actually begin? When did Alicent misinterpret her husband's last remarks? When, during that graphic episode at Driftmark, Luke removed Aemond's eye. Maybe all of this might have been avoided if these folks had better morals and constructive communication. Nevertheless, they are fallible human beings. And that's where Dragon becomes intriguing when you take away the actual dragons. Regardless, it won't really matter because everything will continue to go crazy. Hurt people, as your most sensible friend will tell you after a breakup or minor grievance, hurt people. That means there will be a gunshot at the end of the season and a shocking climax to the program. When night arrives and the screen gets extremely dark and people start whispering in alleys, you know it's almost here. Furthermore, blood and cheese is imminent, as readers of Fire and Blood are aware. Daemon gives 2 low-level assassins, known as Cheese and Blood, the order to kill Aemond, and supposing they are unable to locate him. Instead, these two end up in Helena's room and demand to know which of the sleeping children is her son. It is a horrific sequence, all the more so because of Helena's grim acceptance of her child's fate, and sure to leave a bad taste in every character's mouth. It certainly left one in mine. For more videos, subscribe.